Have you ever felt like something deep inside you is calling out? An inner whisper that doesn't make sense in the language of logic, but feels urgent nonetheless? Maybe it comes in the form of a recurring dream, or a pattern in relationships you can't seem to break. Or perhaps in moments of stillness, you feel the weight of a question that won't go away. Who am I, really? In today's world, where therapy often revolves around cognitive models and symptom management, the deeper layers of the human psyche can be overlooked. Yet, as anxiety and disconnection continue to rise, many people are discovering that healing requires more than surface-level solutions. We're not just seeking to function, we're yearning to feel whole, understood, and connected to something meaningful. This is where Carl Jung steps in, not as a relic of early 20th century psychology, but as a voice that speaks with startling relevance to our modern lives. Jung's ideas, once considered mystical or esoteric, are now re-emerging in contemporary therapy rooms, coaching practices, and even wellness communities. His work doesn't just ask how we suffer, but why, and most importantly, what that suffering is trying to teach us. Before we dive deeper, welcome to The Unfolding Journey, a space dedicated to exploring psychology, self-discovery, inner healing, and the rich symbolic language of the unconscious. If you're drawn to ideas that challenge the surface and help you make meaning out of life's complexities, you're in the right place. We explore ancient wisdom, depth psychology, and modern therapeutic approaches to help you walk your path more consciously and courageously. Let's now unfold the relevance of Carl Jung in the therapeutic world of today. Why Jung? Why now? Carl Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist, a contemporary of Freud, and the founder of what he called analytical psychology. While Freud focused heavily on the sexual and repressed aspects of the unconscious, Jung saw the unconscious as a vast, dynamic field that could serve as a gateway to growth, meaning, and transformation. But what makes Jung particularly relevant now, over 60 years after his death? The answer lies in our collective state. We live in a world obsessed with speed, external validation, and rational control. And yet, we are seeing rising levels of burnout, existential crises, and spiritual emptiness. People are seeking something more than symptom relief. They're looking for integration. Jung's work provides tools for this deeper exploration. His ideas speak to the soul. And in today's therapy rooms, coaches' offices, and even spiritual retreats, his influence is quietly, but powerfully, reshaping how we understand healing. The core Jungian concepts in modern therapy. Let's explore some of the central Jungian concepts and how they're used today in therapy and self-exploration. 1. The shadow, meeting the rejected self. One of Jung's most profound and widely used ideas is that of the shadow, the parts of ourselves we reject, deny, or fail to see. In traditional talk therapy, a lot of time is spent on conscious thought patterns. But Jungian-informed therapy goes deeper, asking, what are the aspects of yourself you've disowned? These could be anger we suppress to appear nice, vulnerability hidden behind perfectionism, creativity buried under fear of judgment. In therapy today, shadow work might involve exploring projections, when we see in others what we deny in ourselves, or working with dreams and body sensations to discover hidden emotional truths. By bringing the shadow into consciousness, we don't just fix a problem, we reclaim lost parts of ourselves. We become more whole. 2. Archetypes, universal inner patterns. Jung introduced the concept of archetypes, universal patterns or themes that reside in the collective unconscious, the shared psychic inheritance of humanity. In therapy, recognizing archetypes helps clients understand the roles they play in life, often unconsciously. The caretaker who neglects their own needs, the hero who burns out trying to save everyone, the outsider who longs to belong but sabotages connection. Modern therapists, especially those trained in depth psychology, help clients identify these archetypal energies. They might use storytelling, myth, or even journaling and active imagination techniques to make the unconscious conscious. 3. Individuation, the journey toward wholeness. Jung didn't believe the goal of life was to be normal. He believed it was to become whole. The process of individuation is about integrating all parts of ourselves, our conscious persona, our unconscious shadow, our inner opposites, into a cohesive self. In therapy, this means that healing isn't just about feeling better. It's about becoming more you, the version of yourself that is authentic, integrated, and in touch with both your light and your dark. Individuation often involves deep inner work, listening to dreams, questioning old beliefs and roles, reclaiming creativity, intuition, and inner guidance. For many modern therapists, especially Jungian analysts or transpersonal therapists, individuation is the framework for long-term transformation. For dreams as guides, modern cognitive therapy often sees dreams as mere byproducts of brain activity. Jung disagreed entirely. He believed dreams are messages from the unconscious, rich with symbolic meaning. They're not nonsense. They're your psyche speaking in its own language. Today, dream work is a core part of Jungian therapy and is gaining ground in integrative and holistic approaches. Clients may journal dreams, reflect on symbols, or explore emotional reactions to dream figures. Even therapists from non-Jungian schools are increasingly recognizing the value of dreams in understanding trauma, emotions, and identity. 5. Synchronicity, meaning beyond logic. Have you ever had a coincidence so perfectly timed, so personally meaningful, that it felt like the universe was trying to tell you something? Jung called this synchronicity, the experience of two or more events that are meaningfully related, but not causally connected. While not every therapist uses the term explicitly, many acknowledge the value of exploring these moments with clients. Synchronicities often arise at turning points, times of crisis, awakening, or transformation, and can provide a sense of guidance and reassurance. While classical Jungian analysis is still practiced by trained Jungian analysts, often involving 1 to 3 sessions per week over years, many of Jung's ideas have permeated broader therapeutic and coaching models. Some modern applications include depth psychotherapy, long-term, insight-focused therapy that includes shadow work, dream analysis, and inner dialogue techniques. Transpersonal therapy, an integrative model that combines Jungian insights with spiritual practices. Integrative and somatic therapies. Therapists using body-based techniques often align with Jungian ideas of the unconscious being stored not just in the mind, but the body. Coaching and creative work. Archetypes are frequently used in narrative coaching, branding, and life design to help individuals align with their authentic self. Jung's ideas have traveled far beyond the therapist's couch. Pop psychology and media use Jungian archetypes to build characters, the hero, the trickster, the sage. Spiritual communities use the language of shadow work and individuation to guide personal transformation. Creatives and artists draw on Jungian symbols for inspiration and healing. Even in leadership and business coaching, Jungian typology, like the Myers-Briggs type indicator, based on Jung's theory of personality types, is widely used. The beauty of Jung's system is that it is not rigid. It is a living map, one that meets people where they are and invites them into dialogue with their deeper self. In a world of fast answers, Jung encourages slow questions. In a culture that rewards the mask, he invites us to meet the self behind the mask. Where many therapies seek to normalize behavior, Jungian work seeks to deepen consciousness. In today's mental health landscape, which often focuses on managing dysfunction, Jung offers something radical. The idea that your struggles may be meaningful. That anxiety, depression, even crisis, might be a calling, a signal from the soul that something deeper wants to emerge. And in that emergence, we don't just find relief. We find purpose. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." In therapy today, more and more people are discovering that healing isn't about fitting in. It's about unfolding. Unfolding the stories, wounds, and archetypes that shape us. Unfolding the masks and identities that no longer serve us. And unfolding into the deep, rich mystery of who we really are. Jung's work is not just psychology, it's soul work. And in today's fractured world, that might be exactly what we need. If this exploration of Carl Jung's relevance in modern therapy resonated with you, and you want to keep diving deeper into the unconscious, shadow work, dreams, and inner transformation, then I invite you to subscribe to The Unfolding Journey. Hit the like button, drop a comment sharing your experience with Jung's ideas or therapy, and ring the bell so you'll be notified when we release new videos exploring the depths of the human psyche. Thank you for watching, and remember, the journey inward is the most powerful one you'll ever take. See you in the next video.